Broadcasting from Northampton, Massachusetts, welcome to Midweek Politics. It's the week of September 23rd, 2009. And welcome to both our radio and new TV audiences, Lewis, and of course everyone listening on public access stations, hopefully all over. We've got some, I'm really happy actually with what's going on with the video version. We have this YouTube channel, as I know you know, Lewis, because you are a regular visitor to it. And that's great. And we have the shows all split up into different individual segments, but the entire show, including what goes on in here, the bizarre activity that takes place in here during studio breaks, as well as the scrambling that goes off up until the second before the show starts, will be aired kind of as a whole on a number of public access TV stations, and we're really excited to be doing it. And, you know, the cameras now are our friends, and I consider them not obtrusive like you said they were before. And, you know, I think it's working out well so far, and we'll keep testing it out.
Yes, and any feedback would be good.
Okay, and that YouTube channel, by the way, is youtube.com/midweekpolitics. So very easy to find that. You can email us, radio@midweekpolitics.com. Next week, I want to mention, Lewis will be undergoing some self-defense training. We've had some listeners email in saying they feel that Lewis may be a little violent and a danger to women. And no, I'm kidding. That's not what went on. But we're having Dr. Ruthless come in, who is a women's self-defense expert. She's taught women's self-defense all over the world, and she'll be doing some demonstrations with her partner, it's a guy who wears a big bubble suit, a helmet about 3 times the size of a motorcycle helmet, and somehow we're going to get Lewis involved. We don't know yet whether it'll be part of the regular radio show or kind of like a video-only special that you'll be able to see on midweekpolitics.com or on the YouTube channel. We're still figuring out the technical stuff, but that's happening next week. Speaking of exercise, by the way, I was watching CNN as I was on the treadmill at my gym, you know, and taking in what was going on politically this morning. When this is just, I've never heard anything like this, Lewis, and I know that as an athlete, you may have insight that I may not into what I'm about to describe. There was a woman on the treadmill. She walks over, looks, you know, pretty normal. Looks like a woman who, she's by no means obese. She had a few pounds that she wanted to lose. It wasn't like one of these super skinny people you see at the gym. She wasn't overweight, particularly overweight. You know, kind of an average woman. She gets on the treadmill right next to me, or maybe one over, and there was space in between. She has a bunch of stuff with her: bags, drinks, multiple water bottles, so on and so forth. Takes her 5 minutes to even get going. She gets started on the treadmill, and she pulls out a Ziploc bag as she's getting going, walking very slow, and starts taking chocolate cookies out of the Ziploc bag and eating them on the treadmill. So she's going very slow, just walking at a turtle's pace and eating cookies on the treadmill. Okay, I start giving her some weird looks. You know, it's hard for me when I see something like that to contain myself, so I'm kind of looking over what's going on here. Eventually, she puts the bag away and then stops the treadmill. Sticks what could only look to me like her entire head in her purse, rummages around, pulls out another bag of peanuts, turns the treadmill back on. Now she's eating peanuts on the treadmill, just, you know, snacking on peanuts out of a bag. Finishes the peanuts, turns the treadmill off altogether, grabs her stuff, and gets off. Probably a total of, 5 minutes that she was on between the walking, between the eating peanuts, between the eating chocolate chip cookies. As I see her walking around, just kind of walking around a little bit confused, looking around the gym. And this whole time I'm on the same treadmill, just kind of looking forward, but I'm observing. I'm perched up like a gargoyle, you know, on that treadmill. And I see that she walks over to, I don't know how you would describe it, Lewis. I think it's called a leg press, where you're kind of leaned back and your feet are up against a pad and you push the pad kind of down, maybe like a calf exercise of some kind. You know which one I'm describing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. She gets on that. She looks completely lethargic. Like she just doesn't really want to be doing it, just kind of casually pushing it out. And as she does that, she takes out a third type of candy. And this is something that gets unwrapped. So she's doing the move where as she unwraps it, the candy is sticking out of the wrapper, does the bite, and then puts the wrapper in her bag. Has about 4 or 5 pieces of taffy or whatever it was she was having, some kind of chewable candy, gets up, leaves the gym. Have you heard of ever anything like this before in your life?
No, but I can picture it, and I imagine people, thinking that it's okay and that they're doing themselves good because they're doing these, walking on a treadmill for 5 minutes, and
well,
it's like everything they just ate.
Is it possible? Is there any medical condition that would require eating large amounts of candy while
Well, I
exercising.
suppose, if you had bad, diabetes or something.
But then you would think that, even still, you have to think there's hundreds of people that I see at this gym over the course of a week. Some of them are bound to be diabetics, and none of them have to be chewing on cookies while they're on the treadmill. I don't know. It seemed weird to me that not too many people leave the gym with a net calorie gain versus the time when they got in, right? Or am I wrong about that? I mean,
Yeah, I think that's the whole point.
it was bizarre. It was really bizarre. So if she's listening, I would love to figure out what it was you were doing, and it was a bizarre scene. It was truly a bizarre scene. Okay, without wasting any more time on that,